Welcome to the Stanley Cup playoffs on TNT Sports, presented by Geico. This is round 2, game number 3.
In the offensive zone, Sheriff getting their defensemen involved to hold on to that blue line a little bit longer, keep more plays alive in the offensive zone.
Oh, absolutely. Toronto's defended so well through this series. Chris Tanev, a big part of that.
Okay, let's sit back and enjoy Austin Matthews out in front. And Sergei Bobrovsky got in the way of that one. Jake McCabe popping out Mitch Marner, who's red hot, right off the crossbar. They score on the follow-up. Matthew Knies in the right place at the right time, and Toronto is off and running.
Well, Sergei Bobrovsky could not get settled in that blue paint. He hit the deck before the puck hit the crossbar. And it's just an absolute mad scramble. Matthew Knies hanging around the front of the net all the time. Watch the blue paint. Matthews has it. There's Bobrovsky. Now he gets spun around, and he doesn't get to his feet. And then he eventually does. He gets set. Now the shot will come from the point. It's deflected. That shot was well wide. And all of a sudden, Knies is right in front of the net, and it's a early 1-0 lead for the Leafs.
Matthew Knies, his 5th goal of the postseason. Carter Verhaeghe will float it out to center. A stumble by Sam Bennett. Now Matthew Tkachuk will pull up. Nobody home out in front. Max Pacioretty out to center. Morgan Riley, and now John Tavares off the blocker of Sergei Bobrovsky out of the corner. Pacioretty, who's been a difference maker in this series, especially in a physical sense, gets it out to center. No changes in the Toronto lineup from game number 2. 3 changes for Florida, all players on the 4th line. Tomas Nosek will step in tonight. Jonah Gadjovich and A.J. Greer. Gadjovich will make his Stanley Cup playoff debut.
A turnover there by Bobrovsky.
Aaron Croak out of the corner. Grinding in front, shut down by Bob, and now to the corner. Head to Moscarina and broke it out. Played along by Kulikov and cut off by McCabe, and now covered by Lawton. He'll whip it cross corner. Anton Lundell has points in 4 straight. Out to center. This 3rd line of Florida. Lundell, Marchand, Moscarina, red hot. Each player points in 4 straight. Greer, Lundell in back of the goal. He'll wind it up. Walk it out. Shielded by Joseph Woll. Left in back of the goal, and now McCabe will take over. Toronto back out to center. To the center right zone. Thomas Nosek with a shot. Sealed off by Joseph Woll.
And the 4th line going right to the blue paint there, causing some havoc.
That's how this line's
Play. Open up some space and just get the puck to the net.
Well, that was a game winner last game for them. Marner just throwing it to the net. Knies had the presence in front.
Matthew Knies, number 23, scores 23 seconds in. And the Leafs, right off the hop, on the road, up by 2 in this best-of-7 series. Mitch Marner, this way for Austin Matthews, skate to stick, he'll stop up, goes off the pad of Bobrovsky. Gustav Forsling, off the stick of Sam Reinhart, and all the way back. Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Stanley Cup winner last year with Florida.
Good pressure there from Barkov on the forecheck.
Knies had it. He lost it. Aaron Ekblad through the center zone. To the slot. Reinhart going wide out of the corner now. He's defensively marked by Morgan Riley, and it comes all the way back in the Florida zone. Just about 3 minutes gone in the opening period of game number 3. It's off the stick of Carter Verhaeghe. Red hot, William Nylander with a shot blocked by Nico Mikkola.
And ended up going off the backside of Forsling, right out in front of Bobrovsky.
Nylander on the way back. Brandon Carlo, the former Boston Bruin. This is Pacioretty to the outside. He'll get it back, a shot blocked by Mikkola, and it goes out of play. And the ladder right there in their storied history, as we saw in the graphic. Bobrovsky returns it to the corner. Scott Laughton trumps it off, read by Nate Schmidt. He'll kick it out. Anton Lundell elevates the puck. Chris Tanev, who set a record this season for blocked shots in the back end. And his first as a Maple Leaf. Icing is called here.
Back here, especially at home.
He's given up 9 goals, now 10 goals in this series. Bobrovsky lets it go out of the corner. Mikkola lays it along the wall and out. Moskarinen drops it back. Seth Jones. Here's Lundell. Walled off it nicely by Steve Lorentz, and he'll get it out to center. Lorentz had a beautiful assist on a goal by Max Domi in Game 2.
Yeah, beautiful backhand pass.
Moskarinen pulls up. Take it in, shielded by Simon Benoit. Benoit, big body presence, has control of it. He'll lug it out. Angle it along the boards for Pontus Holmberg. He goes to work. As we see, he along with Nate Schmidt of Florida. And it careens all the way back in the Toronto zone. This is icing. Max Domi. Anton Lundell. Possession, Florida. Jones. Cut off by Toronto's Domi. He'll send it around. Bobby McMahon walks out on Schmidt. A shot by Domi, sealed off by Bobrovsky.
Holmberg right in front of the net as well. There was no rebound. Bobrovsky did a nice job there, but heck of a play by McMahon and Domi. Again, just getting the puck to the net. And Sheriff, when you have a team that has the want to and the mindset of going to the net, you're going to draw some attention from the defenders as well.
Well, you certainly are. And this is what takes in playoffs for success. And, that's part of Craig Berube and what he wants from his team, that net presence, getting to the inside ice.
A hand pass will stop play here. 15:20 left, period 1.
You go there. Nobody goes there with you. I mean, you love it as a forward, but if you do go there, there's a pretty good chance that there's going to be a D-man there. So another set of legs, another body in front of the net. And the hungriness, and I mean, Matthew Knies is the leader of that for the Maple Leafs. And he was rewarded with the effort to get there and get the first goal of this game.
Knies, 29 goals in the regular season. A breakthrough year. Take a look at the odds from DraftKings Sportsbook at the top of your screen. Riley rims it. Overskated. Knies was shoved off and it comes out to center. Morgan Riley will pitch it by Forsling, and now on the way back, Sam Reinhart. Gus Forsling, hampered. A good job by Matthew Knies. Support comes from John Tavares, and it comes back out. McCabe will look it over. Just over 5 minutes gone, period 1, game 3. Toronto leads the best of 7 series, 2 games to none. Bennett along the boards. Knocked down by McCabe. Retaken a bit there by Tavares. He'll hit it again. Nice play for Pacioretty, dogged by Verhaeghe. Mikkola slides it through center, and Tannen is on his horse. Chris Tannen takes a hit from Verhaeghe as the crowd comes to life. Nylander through center. Moves it along. Pacioretty going wide. In tight. Tavares will circle the wagons and score! What a goal! John Tavares! With 5:57 gone in the first, 2-0. Toronto!
Well, what I like about this is it all starts offensive. We're talking about Chris Tanev, his willingness to block shots, but how about take a hit? He sees 2 guys, he makes the play, takes a heavy hit. But this is where it all starts to break out, and then it's an odd man rush, a 3-on-2, as Nylander drives that middle lane. He drives through, and that leaves Tavares wide open, and Bobrovsky just gets stuck on that post and can't recover. Oh, what a start it's been by the Leafs. Again, Pacioretty to Tavares. But it all started with a great breakout by Tanev, who took a heavy hit to make the play.
Great patience there from John Tavares. Bobrovsky thought he was going to shoot the puck on his backhand. But I think he actually kind of just, I don't want to say he fumbled it, but I think that the angle he might have been at, he thought, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and wrap it around. Icing here. And just an excellent play, the 200-foot play, as Sheriff made mention, taking a hit to make a play by Tanev, and then the Nylander to Pacioretty to Tavares right in front of the net.
Just well executed. Nylander driving that middle lane, drove Mikkola across, which left Tavares wide open.
Pacioretty and Nylander help out on the goal by John Tavares, and Pacioretty and Nylander now at points in 4 straight games. Nylander is leading Toronto Turns of goal scoring. Marchand tries to go outside in on Morgan Riley. And Marchand takes a run at Carlo. Close to Reinhart, stopped by Woll and controlled by Kelly Yarncroke. He'll take it back. Reading the play, Brad Marchand denied by Kelly Yarncroke. He'll kick it out. Forsling at the point. Wristing one, sealed off and frozen by Joseph Woll. Little gathering after the fact. Leafs in possession. Shot by Riley deflects. Held in by Carlo. Rejected by Jones. And Evan Rodriguez, a Toronto native, will dump it back in. Morgan Riley to the wall. Brandon Carlo takes a hit. It's loose. Barkov. He scores! What a goal! Leadership from the captain. And an answer from Sasha Barkov.
When you take the puck to the net, you just never know. And I believe this goes off the stick of Morgan Riley. Contact, support, and watch. Barkov's going to go to the front, and it goes in off of Morgan Riley past Joseph Woll. You take it to the blue paint, Sheriff, good things are going to happen, and Florida is rewarded after the physical play, and then Riley, unfortunately for him and the Leafs, chipping into the back of the net.
Oh, what a heads-up play by Reinhart. Looked like Barkov got tripped up as he's heading. He couldn't get that shot away. But you mentioned just put it in that danger area. Gets a little bounce to go his way, and all of a sudden the Panthers are right back in this one.
Barkov, his third goal of the playoffs. 22nd of his career. It's covered up by Sergei Bobrovsky for a stoppage.
Well, look to your captain, Barkov, with the play. Here's cutting to that. Kind of just, I think he just trips, loses an edge.
Just toe pick there almost.
But gets it. And I like the heads-up play by Reinhart right before a little backhand touch pass. He knew Barkov was cutting to the net and had a lane. The top guy is able to come through.
On a set play off the draw, Nylander's shot is blocked.
Good play, Forsling there defensively. Oh, what a hit, Benoit.
All over Forsling. Ekman Larsson gets help from John Tavares. Toronto back out. Awaiting the puck is Pacioretty. Goes cross corner. Nylander's on it. Shadowed by a combination of Marchand and Forsling.
Nylander saw him coming and just got out of the way.
Lundell to gain the line. Send it all the way around. It goes by McKay. Verhaeghe broken up by Chris Tanev. Leafs get it out. Skate to stick for Kelly Yarncroke. Schmidt on the way back. Reverses for Sam Bennett. He'll start a breakout for Florida. Bennett through center. He's cross-ice detected by Yarncroke. Carried in the zone by Lorentz. Steve Lorentz pulls up. In back of the goal, Lawton is sandwiched by Schmidt at Gadjovich. It's dug out by Scott Lawton, covered by Bobrovsky. Some hack and whack time, and Bob's got it.
It was pretty darn good. They had a boatload of chances, just not able to score at home. I'd like to think on the power play is when you are getting those chances, you just kind of feel like you're on the verge of eventually putting one in your next couple power plays.
Geico on the ice brings us the Leaf power play. Marner, they are 1 for 8 in the series. 7 for 25 in the postseason. Nylander, Tavares in tight. A shot stopped by Bobrovsky. Tries to locate it, and Forsling will get a clear. Marner coming all the way back through center. Austin Matthews slings it back. Nylander has goals in 3 straight games, 5 in that time period. Nice. Good poke check by Bobrovsky with Matthews lurking out in front.
Beautiful break in there, an entry on the power play, a double delay there by the Leafs.
Marner with a keep. Here's Knies, guarded by Jones. Lundell gets to it shorthanded. Anton Lundell, the backhander, fumbled by Woll. He'll freeze it.
Lundell gave a shove to Marner right at the end of that as Woll covered the puck.
for Florida must have come in below the top of the circles there to engage in the get-together there.
Little infringement. Morgan Riley, the quarterback this unit. McMahon moves up on Ekblad. Forsling again, right over the head of Ekman Larson.
Good Forsling there. Use the glass. The player's going to seal the wall to try to keep it alive. They're going to have to eat it. Go around the wall. There's a pretty good chance lower. But you keep it in. Offside here, looks like on Toronto.
Barkov and Matthews. They have and will see a lot of each other in this series. One shot. Tkachuk up and ready. He's out of the box. Florida kills it. Marner will lift it in. Seth Jones will get to it.
A big kill for Florida.
Along the boards. Out of the scrum. Marner grinding. It's loose. To the point. Tanev. He'll swing it. McCabe. Marner up high. With a wrister through traffic. Blocked in front off Knies. And now Tanev. Jake McCabe. Off Reinhart. Off the glass.
Saw Marner come up again from the middle part of the offensive zone. Come up in between the defensemen. Offensively.
Rodriguez made a nice play through center. Evan Rodriguez an assist. And the Barkov goal along with Sam Reinhart. Schmidt. Back checking Scott Lawton. The former Philadelphia Flyer gets it out.
That was anticipating Rodriguez being the guy that ended up going to the net there, but it was the guy that just had been in that area. Lawton who jumped on the ice as you mentioned, John.
Schmidt goes hard around. A heavy hit for Verhaeghe that time. Out in front, all the way back. Kulikov blocked. It stays in play.
Darnkrook with the block.
Tkachuk in a battle, a stick battle with Carlo. Dmitry Kulikov indirects it. The Panthers go to work. Schmidt, here it comes. Caught by Woll. Puck is possessed by the Cats out of the corner. Reinhart, Verhaeghe swings it wide open. A shot. Tkachuk is robbed by Woll, and Tanev will attempt to get it out and won't. Reinhart shielded a bit by Joseph Woll. Barkov for Carter Verhaeghe. Barkov from the half boards. Jones resets it. Carried in now. Brought in deeper in the zone. All the way across by Reinhart, and it careens all the way back down.
He was trying to bank that one off a Woll. It was down, and there was some room up top, and Reinhart just missed his spot.
Reinhart through the middle. 39 goals in the regular season. Verhaeghe out of the corner, hounded a bit by Benoit. Here's Tkachuk. Matthew Tkachuk will take it in. Barkov in back of the goal. This way, Verhaeghe. He gets the handle back, and now Barkov looks over the coverage. Matthew Tkachuk off a stick, captured by Verhaeghe. He'll turn to the goal line and out. It's Tkachuk. They'll wind it up. Team pass, Barkov with a shot blocked by Benoit. Reinhart indirects it. Tkachuk. Reinhart again to the goal line. Verhaeghe guarded by Riley, and now Tkachuk will take it in. Wristing one. It goes astray. It's loose. It's held in beautifully by Barkov. Jones walks the line. Now Verhaeghe, a shot. And that one ricochets away, and now it's picked up here by Barkov. We get it back from Reinhart. Sasha Barkov, seam pass, in tight, goes off the body from Reinhart. Barkov again, Reinhart will look it over again. One shot to the goal line, Tkachuk off the body. Reinhart off the goal post. Barkov, now Jones. 7 seconds on the power play. Barkov blocked by Benoit. Jones off a stick of Simon Benoit. Carlo's out of the box. Toronto has killed it. Barkov across by Tkachuk. It was an innocent bystander at the far post. Out of the corner, Carlo, and now Toronto gets it out.
Entire power play spent in the offensive zone for the Panthers. A couple of great looks, and obviously the best one was the Reinhart crossbar.
Lundell rejected by Woll, overskated by Marchand.
A wide open net. Just wasn't able to handle it. A little bit too hot to handle for Marchand.
Marchand. Forsling. Out in front off the stick of Tanev, and it goes out of play.
Boy, he's played some great hockey here. Brad Marchand.
Ekblad through traffic, denied by Wall. On a redirect. Rodriguez will drop it off, read by Toronto's Ekman-Larsson. To the slot, Evan Rodriguez. The wind back, shoot one rejected nicely by Brandon Carlo.
All Florida right now.
Barkov out of the corner. Shakes free of Tavares. Cycles out. Ekblad dancing. Broken up beautifully by Carlo. And the Leafs are back out.
Florida's had the last 6 scoring chances in this first period.
Carlo goes across. McMahon broke it up. Lundell onside as they cross. Marchand. Stick save Wall. Left and back of the goal. The side of it. Dug out by Luostarinen. Marchand. Low to high play. Jones this way. Held in. No, it's not. Mikkola did his best.
On that play.
Tanev through center. He'll dump it in. Schmidt flushed out by Järnkrok. Nate Schmidt. Gadjovich broken up by McCabe. Jonah Gadjovich gets it back. Florida would have been offside. They tag up. Tanev sends it back for McCabe through the middle. Lorentz from Lawton in on Bobrovsky.
That was a good reception there by Lawton. Not only had to worry about the puck, but looking for somebody to run him in the next week right in the middle of the ice when you're looking back for that pass.
Max Domi. Now Carlo. Just pushing it by Mikkola. Jones back on it. He's forechecked. He survives it. Kachuk swings it. Now Nico Mikkola will get after it. Shakes free. Off of Carlo to the point. Covering on a change for Verhaeghe. Interrupted and a penalty is called up top. Florida back to the power play. Reinhart, Kachuk, and Jones.
Puck never left the zone on that power play. With some great looks.
By Reinhart. McCabe pops it out. Matthews, short-handed. Marner, he breaks in. Marner drags it, denied by Bobrovsky. And Marner's taken down. And a penalty is called for holding.
'23 Florida's got a minor penalty holding.
Ekblad out of the corner now, taken down. He survives it. Get it back from Barkov. As we get to 4-on-4 hockey here with 2:20 left in period 1. Through center.
17:27.
Barkov drops it off. Broken up by Austin Matthews. Center zone, a give back by McCabe with just about 18 minutes gone in period 1 of game number 3. Game 4 is here on Sunday. Tanev. That much time left in terms of the 4-on-4. Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Shoot in. Marchand will get to it. Will accelerate. The veteran brings it out. Former captain of the Boston Bruins, broken up. Tavares is there. Bennett for Marchand. Will drop it off. Ekblad swings it in front off a defensive stick off Morgan Riley. Here come the Leafs. Nylander going wide. Through the slot, broken up by Jones and picked up by Bennett. Sam Bennett for Seth Jones. $1:17 left in period 1. Tanev will draw it back.
Boy, Marchand did a heck of a job on the offensive side of that battle. He hit the deck, he stayed with it, he set up Jones, and then Jones tried to make a play back to Marchand instead of shooting the puck. And then Jones came all the way back and made the great defensive play in that 4-on-4 situation.
Schmidt. This is Lundell. 50 seconds left. McCabe back on it. Tanev in control. Domi's out of the box. Abbreviated power play. Just 10 seconds here for Toronto. 39 seconds left in the period. It's led by Schmidt. Nate Schmidt. There's hit on Joseph Woll. He'll leave it there for Tanev. Verhaeghe's out of the box. 29 seconds left in period 1. Matthews on the off wing. Pulls up. Back for Carlo. Matthews let it go. Marner at the top of your screen. With a miscommunication there. Comes down to Joseph Woll. He'll swing it for Carlo. Heavy hit by Carter. Verhaeghe on him. Marner back in the zone, cuts through the slot. Matthews hammers it high, off the glass. 2 seconds left. Final push. It's Verhaeghe at the horn. That's all. And that guy, John Tavares. 2 quick goals right off the hop. And an answer from the Florida captain, Sasha Barkov. 2-1 Toronto. Game number 4 is here on Sunday.
There's a play there, Mikkola, keeping that play alive. I know the puck eventually came out, but he had good positioning. He was able to do that because he had help in behind. That's something that we talked about at the top of this show. Florida kind of feels like they can keep more plays alive as long as they have that support in behind them by their defensemen.
Second period of long changes for the teams, and now Barkov will clear it all the way down. Icing here against Florida.
Back, looking over his shoulder a couple of times, what are the options? And it's no different standing in the offensive zone on that type of mindset of, okay, can I go? And if there's nobody there and you got to think about it, usually you just stay home and live to fight another day.
Bobrovsky will drop it off to the corner. Florida out-hit Toronto 24-10 in period 1. The Leafs had 12 shots on goal, but only 1 shot in the final 10 minutes and 30 seconds of period 1. Is that one?
The newest Panther at the trade deadline, talking about how great his hands are, and a former teammate of yours, Sheriff, back in the day.
And how hard he practices and prepares himself every day.
Kulikov's shot rejected by Joseph Wall. Leafs attempt to get it out, and do now thanks to Kelly Arncroft. Nate Schmidt will dump it back in. Benoit, golfing one, read by Bennett. Played off the back of the goal, Tkachuk out of the corner. Good work by Benoit. Arncroft is pressed. The Panthers get to it. Bennett occupied defensively that time by Ekman-Larsson. Benoit. Wall sealed by Sam Bennett. Out of the corner. Tkachuk off the stick of Verhaeghe. Bennett one more time. He'll grind out. Schmidt for Kulikov. A winding shot. Locked in front. To Nikira, Benoit. And now Lorentz will take it back in his own territory.
Chuck with a left shot right to the jaw. Benoit.
Scott Lawton broken up by Aaron Ekblad. Nosek drops it off. Greer with a shot denied twice by Wall. Forsling to the outside. It goes off Gadjovich, who had the second chance. Ekblad to the goal crease, and a penalty is called up top.
It'll be an interference call.
Number 10, Florida's got a minor for an interference.
And it's going to be on Greer. What a shift for the fourth line of the Florida Panthers. As long as you don't hang your hair up with your pants, you're okay.
That's so true now along the boards. Matthews to the corner, getting it back from Nye. Second power play for the Maple Leafs. Here's Marner to the goal line, popping out Nylander. Marner up top, swinging one, tipped in! John Tavares cruising through the slot. Nyes was parked out in front. It's a power play goal.
I think this goes off of Forsling, Johnny, right in front of the net. You mentioned Tavares got the tip, and it banks in off of Gustav Forsling, standing about, 5 feet in front of Sergei Bobrovsky. AT&T connected cam, 91 and White redirects it, and it banks it in off of Gustav Forsling. You see the reaction from Forsling. And I will say this, the one thing I love after the fact is Bobrovsky finds Forsling after, and he knows his puck goes in off of him. Bobrovsky didn't give him the eyes. He didn't skate away. He went right into him and he tapped him. I think on the shin pads or around the pants area.
John Tavares.
Right there. That's what you love to see. And yeah, it's a bad bounce, and you're down 2 now, but excellent job there by Bobrovsky. But give the Leafs credit, man. Just a lot of different looks there for the Leafs on that power play.
I love the play by Marner, shooting for a stick in front. Great little shot pass, and that deflection toward the net. They get the bounce they need and regain that 2-goal lead.
And we talked about it earlier, the power play the other night in Game 2 at the end. I mean, they had chance after chance, not able to cash in. First power play, not bad. This one here, they cash in. Get a lucky bounce, but doing a lot of the right things you need.
We talk about it all the time, Edzo.
Wristing at the net, no slap shots.
That's all you need. You're trying to find that lane to the net. He's so good at it and led to a couple of goals already. That one on the power play.
Mitch Marner has points in 4 straight now. Nice stick by Wall, preventing a chance there for Marchand. And it comes all the way back down, icing here.
Below the faceoff dots to get to that traffic area in front of the net.
Mitch Marner and William Nylander get the helpers on the goal by John Tavares, his 5th of the postseason and his 2nd tonight. Rodriguez with a shot, stopped by Wall, and a goal-saving play at the goal line. Brandon Carlo going down. We'll take a look at this again, I'm sure.
Oh, I had the perfect angle. That puck just slowly creeping towards the line. And they'll have to take a look at this. I think the Panthers think it was in. For the coaches down here, they're looking at the screens.
Carlo played that puck with a broken stick. Watch what happens here. Carlo's got the stick right in the slot. Look at it. He loses it, and he goes and plays this puck. That's a penalty. That's a penalty.
Yeah, they're going to gather and talk about it.
I mean, TJ Luxmore's got unbelievable positioning there. It's just a reactionary play. You got your stick, and all of a sudden, the stick becomes very light.
And TJ Luxmore.
After reviewing the play, the puck completely crosses the goal line. We have a goal.
Now on the other side, you can see the Toronto bench. Will they look for a possible goaltender interference challenge?
Offensive player. When that puck is in the blue paint, I mean, you're talking play until you hear a whistle, and give Reinhart credit. Just a mad scramble.
So Sam Reinhart knocking on the door. Gets the answer for Florida. 1 minute and 22 seconds after the goal scored on the power play by Tavares.
Another big response by the Panthers.
Through center ice. Marner drops it off, rejected. Out of the zone by Seth Jones. Just about 5 minutes gone in the second period of Game 3. Now 3-2 Toronto. Toronto with a 2-game lead in the best-of-7 series. It's ringed in. Benoit along the boards for the Maple Leafs. Little pop play, and now Marner sends it off the boards. Nice elevation by Pacioretty. Forsling back out. Marchand. Ostarinen. Pass broken up by Ekman-Larsson. Pacioretty will get to it. Here's Marner. Shoved a bit by Ekblad. Shoulder on shoulder. Tkachuk and Benoit.
For the defense for Florida, really getting confident here.
Here's Bennett. Right in, out in front, they score! Carter Verhaeghe! On the receiving end of a beautiful pass. We're tied.
Well, it all starts with winning a wall battle as Tkachuk comes across the ice right from the bench. He's going to make contact on Benoit, but there's the play, and then 2 guys go in as Tavares comes in. A great little play kicking it out, and how about the patience of Bennett awaiting the slide and the pass to Verhaeghe. Oh, great awareness, and the Panthers tie this one at 3.
63 seconds later, this happens. A beautiful pass by Sam Bennett.
Oh, right in between the goaltender and Ekman-Larsson. Here's that pile here. Just keep it right here. There's the pile. As you mentioned, Sheriff, Tavares comes in. I made mention of Ekblad. He's the guy that pinched in. He pulls out. But eventually, on the wall here comes Bennett. Roll it. And then he makes an absolute perfect play and has an absolute wide open net. So almost a perfect storm there. And then Marner was very late leaving the zone. He anticipated they were going to get the puck. You'd like to see, and I'm sure Coach Tocchet would agree, you'd like to see Tavares kind of come under come in behind Benoit instead of going right into the pile. But he might have seen Marner, just assuming, well, Marner's going to stay there in case something happens. And guys were zigging and zagging, and here comes a 2-on-1.
Toronto burning their timeout to stem the tide here. 3 shots, 3 goals in a span of 2:25. Reinhart will take over again now. Evan Rodriguez, Tavares.
Yeah, that bled in behind the play.
They separate. Tanev now has time. Movement by Barkov. Will stretch out the ice. Tavares. Nylander shied away from Kulikov. Marchand handles out of the zone. Plays it off a stick. It deflects. And it goes out of play. 13:53 left to go in the second period. Carter Verhaeghe with the equalizer through center. Gadjovich will dump it cross corner. Carlo for Toronto. Chipped out by Lorentz. Kelly Yarncroke checked by Jonah Gadjovich. Kulikov races back, plays it well, moves it along for Greer. Florida through the center ice zone. A.J. Greer sends it all the way around. Overskated by Carlo. Nosek scooped up by Joseph Woll.
Mammoth.
He has a good travel agent now back of the goal. Benoit will move it along. Golfed out by Knies all the way back. Mikkola. Forechecked by Matthews. Collected by Marner. Up top. Ekman-Larsson blocked in front. Marchand. Put off for a moment by Knies, then Marner, and recollected again by Seth Jones.
Excellent stick there by Marner in the neutral zone.
Take a peek at the odds from DraftKings Sportsbook at the top of your screen. Oskarinen. Skate to stick, Marchand. The drop pass, Lundell. Marchand in tight. Great play on the way back by Jake McCabe. McCabe sees the puck go by him. Snapped in by Ekblad on a change. Bennett. Now Kachuk, Forsling's shot blocked in front. Again, McCabe, another shot stopped by Woll. Benoit to the outside, hit hard by Sam Bennett. Next Domi for Toronto. Holmberg on the off wing with a shot swallowed up by Sergei Bobrovsky.
Chances of getting a penalty you're very low, but then coming through the middle of the ice, your stick's up in the air or you're carrying it around your waist, you have no chance of knocking down, a pass or a play through the middle of the ice. So the habit's such an important part, especially magnified at this time of the year.
Just over 8 minutes gone here in the second period, tied at 3. Puck goes by Barkov, overskated by Tanev. Reinhart. Barkov broken up. Good read by Chris Tanev, and now Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Sling it off the backside of Nylander.
Almost too many, almost.
And I think it was. We'll see. Last 17 shots, that's all. A good clip. 6 goals on his last 8, if we're keeping count, which I guess we are. Off the draw now. Carlo will drop it off. Morgan Riley.
You could just give numbers the whole period. I mean, that seems to be,
that's okay. Jones out of the corner. Out through center. I have my moments.
our guy Mikey Numbers would like that.
Yes. Kicked in by Knies, who opened the scoring. He'll flush out Seth Jones. Florida through center. Lundell. Great back check. Matthews. It's his two-way game. Morgan Riley now will send it in.
Oh, with a good hit there on Riley.
Tight turn by Mikkola. He turns it over. Lawton out of the corner. Marner out in front. Lorentz losing his edge. The puck is underneath him. Yarncroke fresh on a change. He's defensively marked by Mikkola. Lorentz all the way around. A pinch down by Benoit. A hit on him by Oskarinen. Lorentz off bodies. It deflects around. Lorentz gets it back. One-timer Benoit blocked. And it goes out of play. Max Domi loses that face-off. Won by Sam Bennett. Domi will pick it up. Will cycle out with it. Ekman-Larsson looking for a tip. It went off Pontus Holmberg. Kulikov can't work it out by Domi. Collected by McMahon.
I think he's going to get a penalty. Kulikov's going to go.
Delayed whistle and possession. Toronto's 1 for 3 with their power play. They've had one shot in this period on the power play. And a goal from Tavares on a tip off Forsling. Out of the corner now. Nylander takes a spill. Matthews up top. He'll look it over. Guarded by Ekblad. Here's Marner. Mitch Marner to the outside for Nylander. Marner again. Matthews out in front. Kicked out by Bobrovsky. With net front from Matthew Knies, and we see it come all the way down.
Just in a little bit too tight for Knies as Matthews was looking for that. They went around the roulette wheel there and almost cashed in with Knies with a tap in from Matthews.
1:23 left in the power play. Tavares. Good stick by Bobrovsky ahead of Matthews. Nosek gets a clear.
Second time that they tried that play off the entry where Matthews was there with the redirect, but Bobrovsky with the good stick.
One shot on the power play so far. Nylander pops it off for Marner with space. No shooting lane. Matthews out of the corner. Marner, Nylander off a body blocked. Forsling out in front. Tavares is on it. A reset for Marner. Matthews calling for it. He'll dust it off a few times. Tavares trading places with him. Now Marner. Forced a bit. Good play by Nosek. He'll kill time. A steal, momentary steal by Lundell. 25 seconds left on the manpower advantage. Morgan Riley shoots it in. No icing here. Pacioretty wins the race. It's loose. Marchand chucks through center, shorthanded. Marchand with a dangle and a shot stopped. Out of the corner.
What a play by Marchand. To leave the puck, tie up the stick of the defender, and then create the chance on the other side.
Even turns on the ice, Pacioretty.
Just a brilliant play there by Brad Marchand.
Marchand, a lead feed for Bennett. One shot on the Toronto power play. That's all. The play is offside.
We got a little momentum back.
What about the physicality?
Yeah, we knew it's going to be physical. They're coming hard. They're finishing their checks. We're finishing our checks. We understand that, so we're comfortable with that.
Great. Thanks very much. Good luck.
Yeah.
The hits are 38 Florida, 18 Toronto. Kachuk. Geared along by Joseph Wall.
Let's not forget the timeout he called too, that being Greg Berube to slow the game down just a bit. You only got one. You can take it back to the beach, yeah, but you gotta pick your spot and when you want to use it in game one, right? I mean, obviously it wasn't great, but they just, I mean, you keep chasing. I mean, there's a tiredness to that which eventually takes its toll.
Good forechecking by Marner. It's cleaned up by Jones, and here he comes. Seth Jones will clear it all the way around. Ekman Larsson on the way back, helped out by Tannen. Marner, supported by Matthews, not out. Lundell with a shot wide. To the point, Seth Jones. Goes low by Luostarinen, overskated by Lundell, and now Marner for Matthews, and Toronto's out. Ekman Larsson will cushion it down low. Forsling, a good look at him. Lundell, stretch pass by Reinhart. Goal to the wall. And now it's played here by Tavares back out. Ekblad will dump it in. Morgan Riley for the Leafs. Wedged along by Pacioretty. Nicely, Toronto.
In an NHL game, not broadcasting, just working and watching. So congratulations to both of them.
The word class at the forefront to describe both of those guys. Barkov will take it back. Ekblad out of the corner. Through center. Reinhart by him. McCabe. Bank it out to dead center. 5:35 left in the second period. Toronto a 2-game lead in the series. Evan Rodriguez deflects around and picked up by Nylander. Schmidt one-arms it for Nosek and gets it back.
Leafs have kind of hit a little bit of a slow stretch here. This is Florida, looks like from up top. They got all the momentum right now.
Nosek pad save Wool. Cycled out, Greer ricochets around, and Toronto will survive it. Benoit steps in. Finished off in a hard way by Kulikov. Schmidt moves the puck. Gadjovich will go for the front. Carried by Nosek, a shot. He scores! It pinballs home! Tomas Nosek leads the rush. Gadjovich for the front. Florida up by 1.
Well, this fourth line has had themselves a outstanding second period. The turnover by Marner, net drive, quick little shot out, and Nosek just gets the puck to the net. But Gadjovich goes hard, and a simple puck change direction. And a difficult stop here for Wool. And Florida is gets on the board again here. 3 straight goals in the second period. They lead by 1.
Oh, real good play by Gadjovich. Said that line coming in the simple first game of playoffs. And on that middle lane drive, he uses it.
You know, I mean, Johnny, you're all about bonuses, so if you get a half, I mean, you know, that's true. It's like half a Brinks truck for your invoices.
Nosek gets the goal officially. For now, Verhaeghe now will dump it in. Not sure about the bonuses. Out of the corner now. Domi will get to it. Conduct an investigation. It comes out to center.
Good hit, Bennett. And Holmberg in behind the play.
But you guys have been all over this newly created fourth line all night.
They've done their job. I mean, they really have. That's offside here. If Bennett touches it, might be intentional, so he lets it go. Pretty simple, straight ahead, physical, energy, and obviously when you can get a goal and get some chances, let alone get a goal from your fourth line, a pretty good chance of winning hockey games.
The goal comes at 15:07. Nosek is first of these playoffs. Pacioretty in the skates of Tavares. Nate Schmidt, A.J. Greer get the assists on the goal that has given Florida a 4-3 lead in Game 3. Ekblad, Forsling, taking the shot. The shot pass deflects off Barkov, and now Forsling. Rodriguez with a shot just wide. Forsling will get to it. Barkov, defensively marked, and it's picked up. Moved nicely by Morgan Riley. Nylander turns it over. Rodriguez slides it by Barkov.
Nylander had no room to move. The confidence right now of the Florida defense, standing up in the offensive zone, but then also in the neutral zone there, not allowing the Leafs to get the puck in deep on that particular play.
Oscarinen shouldered by Matthews. It pops out to center. Benoit under duress. Offside is called here.
Key winner in Vegas. About 4 or 5 guys coming to hug him, and he just avoided all those guys. He had one guy he wanted to go hug. The guy that passed it to him.
That's right.
I'll get to you guys later. They're going to go over to McDavid here.
Through center. Matthews. Picked up by Seth Jones. It deflects around, and now Maple Leafs recoil.
That's Calvin Pickard too, huh? Wow. Doing the job. Made a big save on Tomas Hertl in overtime.
6 straight wins. Now will clear it in.
Still wondering why Hertl didn't go forehand backhand on that, but let's look at the conversation about that after the game, me and Sheriff.
I thought we had it earlier today. Now it's cleared in by Kulikov. I guess not. Benoit run into by Bennett. Look out here. Verhaeghe dangles. Picked up by Yarncroke. They go to the corner. All alone. Schmidt with a shot off the outside of the post. And it goes out of play.
For the home team right now.
Scoring chances 8-1 Florida in the second period. Tannen. Angled out of the zone. Lorentz steps in. Delayed. Shoots it. Stopped by Bobrovsky. The rebound. Bobrovsky recovers on that one.
How did the net come off its moorings there?
And someone's laying in the net.
That's Nosek. Nosek was on the fact check. I think it was Lawton that was going to the net. Just saw it. Sorry, Johnny.
Yeah.
Nosek made his way down, and then he's coming back onto the bench there.
There he is. Face off outside the line as one dumped out by Jones all the way back. Carlo. Matthews, Marner, Nylander, Craig Berube. Marchand will get it out. Morgan Riley, D to D with Brandon Carlo. Marchand plays it to the outside. Close to Arena. Right on the money for Seth Jones. Feed it all the way back. Marchand attempting to seal the wall. The Leafs will break it out. Riley for Nylander. Tries to penetrate on Jones with no quarter given, and offside is called there. Center. Forsling in on Wall. Cave out of the corner. Played along. Tanev now. Rubbed down by Barkov. Send it in with 28 seconds left in the second period. Game number 3, game 4 is Sunday. Holmberg. Head to the corner. Forsling. Led by Holmberg. The power in. He's denied. Broken up by Barkov. And Florida's back out. 9 seconds left.
Borzik's had himself a heck of a second period.
Rolled around. 3 seconds on the clock. Controlled. And a standing O here in Sunrise.
And Ekblad with a late hit there coming into the pile and just getting a piece of McCabe, and then he gives a right to the chin of Tavares.
Paid off as they've given them the 4-3 lead.
The defending champs attempting to creep back into this series, defend their home ice after losing games 1 and 2 in Toronto. Jones slides to the head, put off by Toronto's Jake McCabe, and now Brad Marchand. Been a going concern all night as usual. Marchand at the flex. Mikkola pounded by Matthew Knies. He'll send it in. Look out! Lundell out in front, and Joseph Wall in scramble mode. Recovered.
Lundell had a wide open net. The puck took a crazy turn, but it was the poke check by Wool at the last second. And they had that puck go up and over the net.
Along the boards now, out of the tie-up. Rodriguez with his back to the play. He'll spot Reinhart. He forges out. He's taken down. The crowd moans about it. They never get their way, and it's flipped in. Forsling as both teams change. Early stages of period number 3. Nate Schmidt in the zone going wide of Benoit. Nobody home out in front. Nylander hounded by Verhaeghe.
Don't mind that play at all by Schmidt. Just throw it to that area.
Matthew Tkachuk will dump it out. Benoit. Pacioretty floats one in front. It ricochets, and it's stopped by Sergei Bobrovsky. Sam Bennett looks for help. The play is offside.
Sandwiched in the middle of that there, Schmidt, the defenseman. Nate Schmidt rushed the puck up the right wing boards and threw a backhander to the front of the net, hoping for any kind of a redirect.
Seth Jones out of the corner. Low to high play. Mikkola to open space. Chris Tanev takes a hit. Tries to get back up here. He does. He's hounded by Jonah Gadjovich. A steal. Nosek beats it all the way around, and now Jones awaits it. They read by McCabe. Look out here. And the Leafs will survive. They get it out. Bobby McMahon will feed it deep. He runs into Mikkola in a hard way. Oscarina not out. Held in by Morgan Riley as it kicks around. And Lundell In control. Seth Jones will pop it out. Toronto changing. This is Brandon Carlo. And directing along the board, Schmidt for Lundell. Read by Carlo, right back in. Bobrovsky. Nate Schmidt. Florida through center. Anton Lundell will spin it in. Morgan Riley. Out of the corner, Brandon Carlo. Fed out in the nick of time by Lorentz. The Panthers get to it. Verhaeghe, nice poke check by Carlo. Verhaeghe, broken up by Lorentz. Bennett gets to it, forges in. Here's Kachuk. He'll stop. Ekblad, a shot kicked out by Wall. Side of the goal, Verhaeghe. He'll stretch it out. And Joseph Wall with a snow angel melts it down.
Down for the highly skilled players, but everything seems hectic.
The Matthews line matched up against Lundell's trio.
Kind of reminds me of sitting next to you, Johnny, sometimes.
Here we go again.
Taking the deep breath.
Matthews. It's going to be a long ride after the game. Through center. Matthews is hounded. Goes Dorinen, sidestepping Benoit. Matthews defensively on the spot. Marner hounded again by Etu Mostarinen. Marner, start a breakout. Just over 4 minutes gone in period 3, game 3. Toronto leads the best of 7, 2 games to none. Tavares with 2 goals tonight. Benoit. The Leafs restart. McMahon. Simone Benoit choked off by Barkov. Evan Rodriguez will feather a pass for Barkov, who's pinned a bit by Bobby McMahon. Tavares gets back to it. Now Carlo back out. And a shoot in. Nosek angles off the board smartly. A foot race. Gadjovich busting in, cut off by Carlo. And McCabe spots a wide open Nylander. Brandon Carlo. Nice cut in half by A.J. Greer. Jones. Wedged out by Gadjovich and slammed in by Ekman Larsson. Nikola starts another breakout for the Panthers. Through center, it's dumped in. And more for them.
I think just that their pressure's been a lot more smart. A couple of mistakes in the first early on, but have corrected that and gotten to their game.
The defense have been, I think they've been very, very good when it comes to the offensive side.
Marner's broken up. Verged down by Seth Jones, and it comes out through center again. Riley at the line, stepping in nice with a button hook on Bennett. Austin Matthews to a vacated point. And the goaltender, Joseph Wall, out to play it. He has to await in the trapezoid. Almost caught. And Toronto survives that. Scott Look. Matthew Knies. Defended by Gus Forsling. They go to the corner. Kachuk with a heavy hit as Knies went down. Here's McCabe. Overskated by Scott Laughton. Ekblad wide open. Kachuk. 13:45 left in regulation.
Ekblad and Yarkrook behind the play.
McCabe will kick it out. Here's Laughton. Those two boys are still entangled. They separate finally on a dump in, and play is blown dead. Faceoff possessed by Florida with Forsling. They lift it in. Morgan Riley from a tough angle, and Bobrovsky had none of that.
Well, you think back early, Ed, so it was Toronto, a lot of shots to the net, bodies to the front, particularly in that first period of play.
Yeah.
And but haven't gotten to that yet. It's been a lot of time defending here since Florida took momentum.
Yeah, the defense, the team defense for Florida really prevented Toronto from getting back to their game, and a lot of one and done.
Brandon Carlo rubbed out, nice block, and a carry out now. Rodriguez drags it. Good recovery by Morgan Riley on him. Rodriguez spins it, caught by Joseph Wall.
Remember, I'm sorry, Johnny, at the end of the second, I know Gadjovich, he took a run at Tanev in that left wing corner.
Toronto now will hunt it down. Holmberg, Domi, short side bid, shut down by Bob, and it's loose and back to the goal. Domi, centering pass. To no one in particular, and now Holmberg retreats on Verhaeghe. Will chip. Domi on the off wing. Stops up. Defended well by Bennett. Verhaeghe crunched by McCabe. And it comes out. Riley. Pontus Holmberg. Stacked up at the line that time by Kulikov. Kulikov will reset it. 3 unanswered goals by Florida in the second period. Capped off by Tomas Nosek at 15:07. And Florida with a 1-goal lead as the puck is iced. Matthews opposed by Lundell. This is Marner creating space. Linesman has to get out of the way, and now Moskarinen will move it back for Schmidt. Forechecked by Matthews. Lundell moves it, glove down. Nate Schmidt, a chip by Moskarinen back out.
Chris Tanev back on the bench for the Leafs.
Marchand is shut down by Ekman Larsson. And the crowd gets all riled up again. Morgan Riley broken up. Marchand a handoff up to Moskarinen. Double teamed on the way back. Good back check by Matthew Knies.
Double whammy there on Moskarinen.
Riley lifted in. It'll make it for icing with 11:17 left. Sam Reinhart with Gus Forsling. He'll shove it in for Barkov.
Oh, what a hit
Tavares hit high by Evan Rodriguez. Rodriguez out of the corner. They'll wind it deeper. McMahon ahead of Aaron Ekblad. Tanev, as Eddie pointed out, no worse for wear, and now Riley out of the corner. William Nylander through the middle. He hits a hole, a shot off the side of the goal with Bobrovsky getting a piece of it. McMahon will get to it. 10:35 left in regulation. Game number 3 in Sunrise, Florida.
Gadjovich with a hit on Tanev.
Once again, Mikkola scampers away from Kelly Yarncroke. He'll carry out. Take it by Lawton. Jonah Gadjovich out of the corner. Pulled up. Defended by Yarncroke. Gadjovich. Lawton. Gets a little help from Yarncroke, and it's back out. Jones. A miscue. Gloved down by Lawton. He's hounded by Mikkola.
Good recovery there by Mikkola to help bail out his partner there.
Nosek will move it back. This is A.J. Greer, helped out by Jones. Nico Mikkola. Back out. Benoit. Steps in. A shot caught. And Bobrovsky will slow it down. Lundell again against Matthews. Ekman Larsson. Riley now will indirect it. Knies. And off Jones to the corner. Picked up by Austin Matthews. He'll swing out. Marner is shot off a stick. Went off Morgan Riley. Tapped ahead. Knies. Stopping and starting. Rejected by Marchand. Retaken by Knies. A good play. Matthews this way. Morgan Riley. Well, a shot blocker save it. Kicks in off Seth Jones out in front. A little hope play with lots of hope for Toronto as they tie it at 4.
Well, the neutral zone play by the Leafs allows them to have the best sustained pressure that they've had in a long time. It was the play by Riley to Knies in the neutral zone that got the puck into the zone. How about the back check there by Knies? It looked like Marchand was going to get the puck out of the zone. And again, throwing it to the front of the net, you just never know. Off the blocker, off the right shin pad, nothing but net.
And a few of those goals tonight that the Panthers bench was upset. They thought there might have been a hook there on Knies on Marchand, but no call, and now it's tied up at 4.
44, Morgan Riley ties it at 4. Riley picks up his 4th goal of the postseason. 8:49 left in regulation. Game 3 tied once again. Reinhart helped out by Barkov. Ekblad tipped, denied by Wool. He'll hang on.
And then all of a sudden, you get the fortunate bounce. So excellent job there by Riley. The guy that ends up getting credit for the goal makes a great play, denies in the neutral zone to enter it.
Goes by Bennett. Kachuk pressed in the attacking zone. Verhaeghe off a body, collected by Scott Lawton, and now Benoit moved out. Yarncroke. A sweep check by Nate Schmidt on him, and the puck deflects out of play. The Nosek line out there again. There's Gadjovich and A.J. Greer. Here's Nate Schmidt. They'll dump it in after gaining center. Carlo to the outside. Pacioretty broken up. Snapped in by Greer. Carlo with his head on a swivel. Pitched out to center and flung back in by Greer. Morgan Riley unassisted. And 10:56 has tied it for Toronto. Ekblad advances the puck. Carlo is on the spot. Retaken by Aaron Ekblad from his knees. He'll send it in. Wool moved along for Tanev, who recaptures his balance and starts again. Tanev is flushed out by Luostarinen. To the center zone, Forsling, Luostarinen. Marchand will tap it ahead. Florida changes. Just about 13 minutes gone in period 3.
8 goals in this game and only 42 shots total between the two teams.
Mikkola. Forechecked by Nylander. Evan Rodriguez for Florida, broken up. Through center, Reinhart. Barkov goes down. We play on. Benoit. Forechecked by Barkov, and Goal will top it off for Ekman-Larsson. Wedge through center, all the way back. Mikkola. Rushed out by Tavares, who has 2 goals tonight. Toronto right back. Morgan Riley off a stick. Leads in the postseason. They give assists now to Matthews and Nyes on the goal by Morgan Riley. As they adjust that.
Riley's 15th career playoff goal, which leads all defensemen in playoff history for the Leafs.
Off net, caught by Joseph Wall. No further play.
Oh, Lundell went down. I'm not sure if he got a high stick in the corner.
But no penalty on the play, so 4-4, under 6 to go here in game 3.
Toronto now. He establishes a breakout with Marner and now McCabe. Cross corner. Bobrovsky drops it off for Jones. Lundell attempts to move it up the wall. Mikkola pressed a bit. Anton Lundell will sauce a pass for Jones, who's sealed off. Hauled off it by Marner. It deflects out. Florida will change. So will Toronto. Just about 15 minutes gone in period 3 of game 3. Toronto leads the best of 7 series, 2 games to none. Game 4 is here on Sunday. Ekman-Larsson to the middle of the ice off the stick of Pontus Holmberg and dumped back in. McCabe. Tavares off his stick. Defended by Carter Verhaeghe. Ekblad, Holmberg for Toronto, and a reset. Hinging out is Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Rejected at the line by Forsling. Ekman-Larsson dumps it back in.
Tipping looking line there for Craig Berube in Toronto. He's got Holmberg up there with Nylander and Tavares. It was Pacioretty to start.
Benoit. Flushed out. Pacioretty. Good play. Bobby McMahon roars in. Centers one. A good play on the way back. Excellent play that time by Barkov. Florida Going wide, a shot fought off by Joseph Wall. Rodriguez with the bid. Here comes Domi through the middle. In the zone, he kicks it out. A shot right off the crossbar. What a chance again for Morgan Riley out of the corner. Lorentz wound back. It's off the stick of Max Domi. Barkov finished off by Steven Lorentz. It comes out through center. Under 4 minutes left in game number 3. In terms of regulation, Lorentz to the corner, Lawton. Good hustle by Lorentz. He'll draw it up top. McCabe's tipped, denied by Bobrovsky, and he took care of the rebound.
What a redirect by Scott Lawton, and what a stop by Bobrovsky.
To the corner and out. Lorentz goes down. He lost his stick. Greer pins it by Wool. And a foot race. Won by Kelly Yarncroke. Toronto now. Reestablishing with Tanev. Wound in.
The chance by Lawton. The crossbars you picked up on, Johnny, by Morgan Riley after a great pass by Max Domi on the backhand to just get it into an area. And he goes far and out.
Joseph Wall. They move it. The Leafs will pounce on it. And this is Mitch Marner. 2:42 left in regulation. Puck is fed in. It deflects out of play for a stoppage.
Better save for Bobrovsky.
You're trying to get, obviously, you're trying to make contact with the puck. But in that situation, too, you also got somebody in your back pocket you're battling with.
Rodriguez on the target. Stopped by Wool, and Nylander will pop it out. 2:20 left in regulation time. Forsling. Evan Rodriguez. Ekblad steps in. Wheeled along. In on the target off Joseph Wall. Fed from the boards by Reinhart, and now it's carried out by Tavares. You can't get by Forsling. Under 2 minutes left. Tanev. The shoot in, handled by Bobrovsky. He'll drop it off. Jones tripped up. A penalty will follow.
These guys a breather here. Something to keep an eye on.
Good point. Jones, Verhaeghe, and now Barkov. To the goal line, Reinhart off the paddle of Wool. Marner with a good play will get it out. Short-handed. Mitch Marner winds it by Bobrovsky. Chuck comes all the way back. Under 90 seconds left in regulation. Tied at 4. Sam Reinhart all the way around. Verhaeghe is stationed right there. Barkov broke it up. Tanev in control for Toronto. And now Marner captured by Verhaeghe. He kills some time.
Good job by Tkachuk to knock that puck out of midair. Was not able to get it all the way down.
Tkachuk will get after it. Defended by Brandon Carlo. Tanev reverses. Tkachuk will get to it. Here's Jones. This way, Aleksander Barkov. With a shot, it deflects. It's in play. Cradled by Reinhart. He'll take it in. 50 seconds left. Barkov controlling the puck. You see the time on the power play. Sasha Barkov. Tkachuk in back of the goal to the outside. Reinhart off the post. Barkov again. Here's Jones up top. Barkov downhill a bit. A shot rubbed out. Marner and Tanev go down. Barkov out in front of Tanev's stick. To the corner, Reinhart. All the way around. Barkov, 23 seconds left. Jones. Reinhart flubs a pass. Great recovery by Matthews to get it out. 12 seconds left in regulation time. Barkov. 20 seconds now left in the power play. Seth Jones all the way back. Nothing is settled through 60. Here in game 3. Back with you here in Sunrise. The third game of this best-of-7 series led by Toronto, 2-0 as we go to OT.
13-second power play coming for the home team. Plenty of time to win the draw, get the zone, create a chance, but then you also have to remember that Pacioretty's coming out of the penalty box, so... and with the long change shoe here, Sheriff, to start the first overtime.
Yeah, long change starting with 2D here with Mikkola and Jones.
Jones with the puck. Sent in. Tanev back on it. McCabe lets it go. Jones picks it off. Furthers the puck. McCabe to the wall and out. Pacioretty out of the box. It goes by him. Jones is back on it for Florida. Hounded by Max Pacioretty. Sam Reinhart through the middle of the ice. Will send it in back of Joseph Woll. Knies with a cut on Barkov. The odds from DraftKings Sportsbook at the top of your screen as we kick off overtime. Carried in. Lundell with a shot picked off by Woll. Toronto's Austin Matthews. Matthews wins it back. The Leafs through center. Jones plays whistle dead at the line with 50 seconds gone and possessed again. Austin Matthews powers that puck back. Marner broke it out, flung back in by Mosterinen. Woll. McCabe. Now Tannen. Mitch Marner through center. Matthews with a head of steam. Drops it off, skates the stick for Matthew Knies. Seth Jones will get to it. Mosterinen back out. The bouncing puck. Lundell. Marchand by him. Benoit moves it across. 90 seconds gone in overtime. Holmberg for Nylander. The pull up. Lay it back. A shot shielded by Bobrovsky. Pontus Holmberg who gets to it. Holmberg tied up along the boards. Marchand will float it back out to center. Carlo slams it back in for Toronto. Holmberg kissed on the play by Seth Jones. Morgan Riley off the shin guard of Holmberg. Mikkola turns it over. Riley flings it. Now, Mikkola.
Oh, Kachuk was going for that puck, and Mikkola just slashed it right away from him there and ended up getting the puck out.
This is Scott Laughton for Toronto. Moving in. Shaking free of Verhaeghe. He'll take it deep. Yarncroke. Hit hard by Sam Bennett. Lorentz out of the corner. Bennett now. Sidestepping McCabe. He'll get it out.
Long shift here for Jones and Mikkola, approaching 2 minutes long.
That's a tough thing, the long change.
Now McCabe. Ahead for Lorentz.
Advantage Toronto here with two tired defensemen out here.
Matthews. Marner. Shot by Ekman. Larson is caught by Bobrovsky. Matthews line for the Maple Leafs. And face-off won by Barkov. Reinhart will lift it ahead. Pawed down by Carlo. Collected by Morgan Riley, who tied the game late in regulation. Ekblad circles away from pressure. Reinhart glides it back out to center. Barkov.
Good play, Carlo there.
Now Forsling will send it in, cut off. Matthews will bring it along to the outside of Forsling. He'll take it in, stop on a dime. Austin Matthews, a winding shot block. Lundell lays it out through center with touch, so Florida can change.
When Matthews stopped and turned below the goal line, I think he was anticipating Marner might be open, but he went for a change.
Lundell hammered back in on Woll. Pacioretty as it pops out. Rescued by Riley. Flung in by McMahon. Rejected by Schmidt. Mosterinen out to neutral ice. McCabe will send it in, cradled by Nate Schmidt. Here comes the veteran on the offside. A shot taken, stopped by Joseph Woll. Face off. One back by Tavares. Dug out by Kachuk. Verhaeghe in tight. He goes down. He stays with it. Broken up by Tannen. Verhaeghe will get it back. Out of the corner, there's Kachuk now. Broken up. Pickpocketed by Nylander. He'll race through center and kick it out. Holmberg. Tavares off his stick. On the way back, Kachuk. He'll sling it. Too far ahead of Verhaeghe, who's in first. Carter Verhaeghe. Muscled in back of the goal. Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Nylander not out. Nosek. Verhaeghe in tight. Broken up, Pontus Holmberg, a good play on him, and now Ekman Larsson to the outside. Lawton with 5 minutes gone in overtime. False start. Scott Cherry, the linesman, will realign both players. Good job by Nosek. Tomas Nosek had a great game tonight for Florida. Was by Greer and back out Marner. McCabe. Tanev now will take a hit from Greer. He'll send it in. Marner in on the forecheck for Toronto. Good defensive position by Nosek. Up the wall he goes. He gets help from Gadjovich and it pops out. Tanev. Simone Benoit with an overtime winner in round one. Mikkola to the outside. Jones has time. Greer takes a seat. Lawton loses control of it. Mikkola this way for Reinhart. He'll feed it in after taking a hit from Kalle Järnkrok. Benoit goes by him and out. Dmitry Kulikov goes D to D. Schmidt will send it back in. Here's Reinhart for Florida. Rodriguez with Barkov in front. Evan Rodriguez powers this way. Broken up slightly by Lawton. Reinhart to the outside. Up top. Schmidt. Kulikov tipped wide. Barkov sends it off a body and it goes out of play. John Tavares loses control of that faceoff. The Maple Leafs rally back. It's fed ahead by Ekblad and now Holmberg. A lead feed for Nylander. Pontus Holmberg gets it back. He'll go wide. A shot turned out by Bobrovsky. Left to the corner. Lundell. Nylander for Toronto. No handoff for Tavares. Broken up. A good play by Ekblad. Good hand-eye by Morgan Riley. Holmberg on the way back resets the play. 7 minutes gone in overtime. Shots are even at 3. Riley will stretch out the ice, forged in by McMahon. Bobrovsky a handle. Schmidt under pressure. Kachuk sealed off by Bobby McMahon. Domi. McMahon lends a helping hand, and now Max Domi for Jake McCabe. A shot just wide. Tanev at the point. Moves it deeper in the zone. Bennett cuts away from Bobby McMahon. Kulikov. 12:19 left. Through center. Schmidt off the boards. Plays whistle dead at the line, offside.
Great first whistle after the 10-minute mark of overtime. Regardless of the whistle or the stoppage, something to keep an eye on here moving forward.
Guys will lay it in. Mikkola.
And for the coaches as well, because you can double shift your big boys if you want.
Good point. Mikkola slams it. Now Marner. Mitch Marner with patience. 11:39 left in overtime. Benoit. Toronto leads the series 2-0. Jones. Long pass out of the reach of Lundell. No icing. Benoit back on it. Thwarted. Cut off by Lundell. Then he's tied up by Ekman Larsson. Tavares sends it back.
Not sure why that wasn't icing.
A chance for Nylander. Kicked out by Bobrovsky, who took away the angle. Nylander. Tavares feathered in by William Nylander. It goes deep. It's a 4-man scrum. The Panthers emerge with the puck. Osterinen will dump it in. Joseph Wall out to play it. Good handle. Here's Holmberg. Through the middle, shoved in by Kalle Järnkrok. He will press Kulikov. It's available. The puck is, and Ekblad has it. Here come the Panthers. Verhaeghe. Kachuk. Defended by Morgan Riley. Held in. Far side, a quick shot. Trickles in on a tip-off wall.
Don't be afraid to shoot it at the net.
Puck is played outside the blue line, delayed offside against Florida. They tag up Tanev. Now Jake McCabe with his head up. Chipped in the zone by Lawton. Bobrovsky to the outside. Gadjovich dumps it out. Tanev's on his horse. He'll get to it. Here's McCabe out of the corner, flubbing one. Nosek just by Gadjovich. Nylander will take it back. Under 10 minutes left. Here in overtime. Nylander steps in, converged on a shot. Easily detected by Bobrovsky. A quick up. Rodriguez. Beat it in back of Joseph Woll. Around it goes. Tavares. Here come the Leafs. John Tavares drops it off. Nylander choked off beautifully by Reinhart. Barkov through the middle is defended. And Benoit is back on it. We see it up close. Nylander to the outside. Through center, Matthews. Skate to stick. Holmberg with a cut. Defended well by Ekblad. Matthews kicked out by Bobrovsky. Florida back out. Fed in. Marchand overskated it. Matthews a lead feed for Marner. Austin Matthews goes to work. With a shot rubbed out. Good play by Ekblad. Matthews around it goes. Here's Carlo. Brendan Carlo. Downstairs for Matthews. Matthews for Carlo. A one-timer blocked. Marchand is out. He'll dump it ahead for Lundell. Florida changing. Lundell keeps it deep for now. 8:43 left in overtime number one. It comes out to center. Kulikov rethinks it. Schmidt. Kachuk pulls up to the goal line. Verhaeghe through the blue and out. Kulikov to the outside. Carter Verhaeghe for Sam Bennett. Matthew Kachuk winding one with nobody home. Bennett in control with a shot blocked again. Schmidt gets to it. Bennett to the corner for Verhaeghe. He'll walk it. Loose in front, cleaned up by Pacioretty and dumped out by Bobby McMahon. No icing. As it goes on, Bobrovsky. Florida hurries the play ahead, and McCabe will get to it. He'll play it along for Tanev. 7:47 left here in overtime.
Next whistle. You get the mandatory ice scrape.
McCabe chipped in by Holmberg. Nicola, forechecked by Tavares. Rodriguez to the wall. Reinhart leads it out. Carried in. Barkov powers it on Wall, who holds his ground. It's loose. Nylander with touch gets it out. It creates a foot race won by Forsling. Barkov on the exchange. Reinhart moves in on the off wing. A shot stopped by Wall. Now Forsling. Evan Rodriguez working Benoit out of the corner. Forsling at the point. Wrist shot high off the glass. Reinhart off Wall. Tipped in by Barkov and covered up by Joseph Woll. 6:56 left in overtime. Face-off win, Lundell. Nicola slams it off the boards. Looking for this. Marchand. Jones. Marchand, it goes by him. Tanev back on it with good hustle. Matthews rolls in on Woll, and he'll slow it down. And gets out against Matthews. Reinhart with a shot blocked in front by Tanev. Mitch Marner lifting through center. Nice! Hits a hole. He's in. Turned away by Sergei Bobrovsky. Rodriguez in the Toronto zone. To the outside of Benoit, the backside of Barkov, and now Benoit will wind it up for Toronto. Broken up. Kachuk sends it in. Ekman Larson now. Holmberg. He'll feed it ahead. Out to center. Sam Bennett. Forsling. Sends it around. Holmberg again will pitch it through center ice, and Jones is right on it. Quickly up the ice, cut off. Holmberg broke it up. Bennett, Kachuk. Can't make it happen now. Nylander. He'll walk in, pull up, taken down by Jones. Bennett will break it out. 5:20 left in overtime. Verhaeghe, a shot kicked out by Joseph Woll. Bennett out of the corner. He'll wind it back. Kulikov just wide. It ricochets all the way back. Bennett again with a shot through traffic, blocked by Carlo. The Leafs will cut it off. It's retaken by Verhaeghe. Cradled by Dmitry Kulikov. Verhaeghe out of the corner without a stick as Carlo. Kulikov. Schmidt. Double clutches. Kulikov looks for a lane. Nate Schmidt. Verhaeghe with a shot just wide. Kulikov again. Up top. Marchand. His shot tipped. It's in! And Marchand wins it in overtime.
A long shift for a couple of the Leafs forwards. What is that, the fourth goal that's bounced, pinballed somehow, some way?
Throw it to the net, right off.
Into the back of the net. Looked like maybe it went off of Riley. But just outstanding work by the Panthers. And then getting people to the front of the net and win it in overtime.
15:27 is the time of just another huge goal scored by Brad Marchand in his fantastic NHL career. And we have a series.